Start 157, class 2. What we're going to do today is we're going to look at navigation and how we control the pre-made AI characters, which are called bots, and get them to move around in game space. So first thing we're going to do is right now this empty environment doesn't have any player starts, so I'm going to right click, choose add player start, and I'm going to hit the N key, make sure it drops in place. And we're going to be playing the game from this little platform up here. Reason being is it's far enough away that the bots won't see us. If we're down below, the bots will see us and they'll start firing. And so this is the observation deck, if you will, and we'll do our work in these three windows. So I need to do a build and build old, and I have light mass right now activated, as you can see, and that's just because I have multiple lights going. So we'll go back here and you'll see there's an error message, has no path, is not side navigation mesh. That basically means that there's nothing else for it to access. So we will go to do play from here. I basically selected the platform and I'll hit tab and I'll do add bots 1, and you'll see there's nothing there. The reason there's nothing there is we haven't defined a game type deathmatch. The bots are by default assigned with the deathmatch, and we don't have any game type set up right now, so there's nothing. It's basically a custom or a blank game type. So we'll do file, save as, go in, add the DM-extension, hit save, yes, and now we'll go play from here again. And we will look down, and why are we not seeing anything? There we go. And now we do tab add bots 1, and what happens? We get a bot and it just stands there. And the reason is it doesn't see anything and it doesn't have any navigation paths to use at all. So let's see if we can make this a little bit more interesting for the bot. We're going to take the player start, and the other thing about this player start just to look at is right now it's facing away. So let's take it and bring it so it's facing back. Okay, now it's facing back, and we'll take it, select it, and now I'm going to hold down the Alt key, and I'm going to drag off the second copy. Now, if I look at these right now, and I hit with the P key, you're not going to see anything. P basically toggles on and off the paths, which is connect stuff. However, if I do build, and I do the build AI paths or paths, and now we go, you'll see that basically there's a line. If I toggle P off, P on, there's a line from this item to this item, and that's collision geometry. So now we'll play from here, and we'll look, and we'll do tab add bots, and we'll add 1, and now it goes from one player start to the other player start, and that's it. So we've created a line, and the AI basically will patrol this area. So the next question is how do we get it to start to move other places? So next thing I'm going to add is I'm going to add a simple item. I'll right click and I will do add actor, and there's a thing called path node. And once again I'll hit end to make sure that properly drops. And a path node is basically just a marker, and you'll see that when I do build AI paths and close this, you'll see that we have 1, 2, 3, we have these all connecting each other. So now if I go in and I do a play from here, I look and I do tab, add bots 1, you'll see it, they go to that path node, so basically they form a triangle. So if you see a bot's not going in a corner, what you do is you actually put in a path node. The other thing is right now it's not going to the other side of the space. So what we'll do is we'll add another path node. I'll just hold down the Alt key and copy, and we'll put one smack center right here. And now we'll do build AI paths, and if we look, and now you'll see that we have those, and that's what the bot will navigate. So we'll do a play from here. Click tab, add bots 1. Now you see the bot will actually go into that space and then come back up and look around. And the thing that's happening right now is each one of these has equal weighting. So what it's doing is it's going to the different ones, looking, and then going back. And each one has what's called a cost or a weight. So it's kind of random, but it's just moving around from one to the other. So let's get it to move a little further, and let's add another type of navigation point. So for this one, we're going to do view, browser window, actor classes, and we haven't used these yet. But actor classes are basically pre-made objects that come with Unreal. There's a whole range of them, as you can see, and we've already used player start. That's one that we've used. So if we go to navigation and pop that open, there's a bunch, and let's close that up, and we'll get back to that later. We'll go down to pickups, and you'll see there's different types of pickups. There's armor, ammo, health, items, and weapons. And let's add a weapon pickup for our bot. So there's two different types. A locker contains multiple weapons. A pickup factory is basically just one single weapon. And I'm going to highlight that actor, right click, and you'll see add UT weapon factory pickup here. So now we have that. And if I want to make sure that it's set up properly, I can pull it up from the ground and hit N so it drops down. Now if I do a build AI paths, now you'll see that that's added to it as well. And because this has a weapon, this is going to be much more important. So the bots will prioritize going here once they see it. So let's do a play here. Add a bot. And we'll see what happens. And it comes and it goes over and goes, oh, weapon pickup. And it tries to pick it up and it goes back. Now, there's no weapon for it to pick up right now. So in order to change this, we'll go back and we'll select the weapon pickup. And we'll hit F4, which brings up its properties. And the very top one you'll see is UT weapon pickup factory. These are different properties for different objects. And basically you want to tell it what class or what type of weapon you want to pick up. So right now it's defaulting to none. Let's choose rocket launcher. And now if I go and actually I don't have to build anything at this point. I can just go back and play. Look, and now you'll see tab add bots 1. And you'll see if you look at the bot, it goes over and it picks up the rocket launcher. Now it has a rocket launcher. If I do tab add bots and add another one, it doesn't have a rocket launcher. So one is a little better than the other one. Okay, so we have the ammo pickup, and now what we want to figure out how to do is how we get the character from this platform. And let me just zoom out a little so you can see from there to go over here. Now, physically, they're not actually connected in any way, shape, or form, but there's a special navigation point. So we'll go back to browser window actor classes, and we will close out the pickups, which are a special type of navigation, and we'll go in and there's a UT jump pad. So I'll right click over this point and I'll do add jump pad here. And just to make sure, I can pull this up, hit the N key to make sure it properly falls. And if I go to just build everything at this point, so let's do build AI paths, we're going to get an error that says the UT jump pad has no jump target. So the bot will go here and I'll say, okay, I want to jump, but it won't know where it can actually jump. The other thing we want to do is we want to zoom in, and let me do it in this view. Actually, I'll do it in the perspective view. Make sure. And you'll see right now it's facing towards the wall. So we want to take this, that's the jump direction. So we want the character to jump off to the right. So now you can see we do this. So the way you do this is rather simple. We're going to go over to this area and we're going to right click over that and we're going to do add actor path node. And we'll note the name down here. This is path node _2. So we go back to the jump pad, hit F4 to bring up its properties. And we'll open up here and you'll see the thing for jump target. And where it says none, we click that and then we go path node _2. And if we have the name right, it'll automatically fill in the full name, which is basically there's a lot of detail to it. And now that that's set up, we can go in and we can do build AI paths. And it's warning us that there's no options for this one. But if we click it, and look, we should have a jump pad that is built. So let's go in and let's test this and see how it works. So play from here, and tab add bots 1, and let's see if it uses the jump pad. Ooh, and there it goes. Okay, now it's kind of stuck and you heard it kind of got injured, but now it doesn't know what to do. If it stands there too long, it just basically commits suicide and it starts over. So that's to prevent bots from being trapped. So you can see here's the jump path, and if we go back and we select the jump pad again and hit F4 again, you can control how long you're in the air and the time and other items as well. Okay, so now we have the bot that's stuck here, doesn't have anything to do. So let's go back to see what other actor classes we have. And one that I like to use, and everyone kind of has fun, is the UT teleporter. If you want to actually create a game like Portal, you can actually use a custom mesh which enables you to use any shape as a teleporter. But we'll just use the UT teleporter. So I'm going to highlight that class, right click, add the teleporter, and I'm going to zoom in this viewport and look and just make sure. Now you'll see the arrow is facing the wrong way. So I want to take this and circle it around so it's facing towards the player. Now this map will always show in a direction, but we want to make sure that everything's set up. When someone comes out, they'll come out on this side with the arrow. If you don't have that selected, what'll end up happening is they'll come out the other side and you might fall off the platform. So we want to be kind of careful about that. Now a teleporter, you can go in this, but the problem is you have nowhere to actually go. So let's add another teleporter, and we'll add a teleporter right there. So now we'll come back and we'll look, and let's zoom in and see which direction this teleporter is facing, which isn't as much of an issue, but let's do a rotate and bring it around so it's facing forward as well. Okay, so we have that set up. Now the thing that's happening at this point is if I go build AI paths, it's going to yell at me. It's going to say there's two things. The first thing it's going to tell me is this is about lighting. The way that the default teleporters are is they have a lighting setting that's off. So what we can do is we can highlight and we can go properties, which will pull up the property of the teleporter. And what we want to do is we want to go under navigation point. Let's see, teleporter, UT teleporter. Okay, base mesh. So we want to go to the top one, and then we want to go to lighting, and we want to turn on this little thing that says use pre-computed shadows. And lighting, and what it does is it means it'll pre-calculate the lights. If not, you don't get any illumination, and it doesn't light, and you get some issues with it. And then we can select the other base, and we do properties for that one as well, and activate it. And now if we refresh, you'll see they just both go away. So we know we're okay with that. Now the interesting thing is you'll see that there's actually some lines that have been drawn from here to here because this is a navigation point and the bot is aware that you can get into and out of it even though it can't physically get up to it. So, but the thing is there's no connection from this teleporter to this teleporter, so we have to create that. So the way you do that is twofold. We'll go hit F4 and open up and look at our teleporter, and actually we want to go to the other option, which is teleporter, and you'll see there's a URL. URL is basically a name of the teleporter that you want to go to. So we want to go to teleporter 2. Now this teleporter we want to give a name, so we go all the way down to object, open that up, and you can see the default tag or name is UT teleporter. So we'll call this teleporter 1, and then we'll hit, and then we'll go over to this teleporter, and we'll give this the name of teleporter 2. And if we want, we could get this so you can go back, so we can give this teleporter 1, even though we don't have to do that. So now if we do build AI paths, and let's go and play this, and we'll see what's happening. I accidentally rotated that. So let's do play from here. And, oh, we've got to rebuild. So let me do that real quick. Build all. Because I added new objects. I forgot about that. Now, if you don't see your teleporter, it's because you haven't added a URL to it or a name. If you don't have any information, it basically makes it invisible. So if for some reason you go to play the game, right now I see the teleporter. If for some reason you don't see it, it's because you basically didn't set a name or URL. So we'll do add bots, and I'll do 1 again, and see what happens. It goes over, it picks up the rocket launcher, it goes back to the player starts, it goes around, it goes to the jump pad, it lands.